Following the initial social media rumors, fans were shocked to learn that Mendeecees had surprised Erica Mena with a brand new luxurious condominium. While some praised the generosity, others questioned why it was done and how it would impact his closest friends and family. However, Yandy's reaction was what really sent fans into a frenzy. Insiders said that she sobbed upon hearing the news because she felt betrayed, confusion, and melancholy. "How could this have happened without my knowledge?" she reportedly queried a buddy, her voice shaking with incredulity. The drama reportedly went on after that. Insiders claimed that the family was divided, friends were caught in the middle, and fans were scrutinizing every detail online to try to make sense of what was happening. Inquiries about allegiance, as rumors spread like wildfire, trust and motivations dominated conversations. Was this a gesture of real kindness towards Erica, or did it have deeper meanings that caused relationships to fall apart? Tension, melancholy, and uncertainty generated a tornado of speculation, and everyone was on edge, waiting to know what would happen next. Startling rumors that Mendeecees had given Erica Mena a lavish condo erupted in Atlanta, and the news quickly went viral on social media, sparking speculation about the timing, the secrecy, and the consequences for Yandy. The scenario immediately captured the attention of the audience. Accounts state that Yandy was completely oblivious of the present and was upset to learn about it. According to reports, she confided in a close friend, her voice trembling with a mix of anguish and surprise. "It's unbelievable that he did this without informing me." Insiders claim that she was deeply impacted by the news and began to question her relationship, her reliability, and her place in the lives of Mendeecees. Yandy was disturbed and emotionally susceptible and thought about the situation for hours, according to acquaintances. She was reportedly trying to understand how the relationship affected her sense of security and how such a big gesture could happen without her being aware of it. The present itself was described as a modern, luxurious apartment with all the facilities one could want, including a designer kitchen, a private lift, and floor-to-ceiling windows. Viewers were enthralled even as the personal repercussions took center stage. Yandy reportedly felt totally duped, taken by surprise, and wounded, since she could not connect the gesture with the secrecy surrounding it. Insiders claim that when information got out, the family broke up. Friends and family attempted to mediate the situation in an attempt to support Yandy and reassure the Mendeecees that his intentions were not being misunderstood. However, there was reportedly a great deal of passion on all sides. Due to late-night phone conversations, body language, and stressful murmurs, there was a great deal of unsaid animosity in the air. Every post, story, and comment made by Yandy and Erica Mena was examined by online fans in an attempt to determine the true nature of what was happening behind the scenes. Reports that Yandi briefly stopped using social media as a result of the first criticism increased speculation. Insiders claim that she deliberated about the situation for several hours with close friends, evaluating the situation and determining the best course of action. She reportedly said that it's more than simply the flat. Sources claim that her friends tried to reassure her by telling her how valuable she was and encouraging her to communicate her feelings to Mendeecees honestly. It's about having a sense of inclusion, respect, and worth. It was reported, nevertheless, that the emotional intensity was unbearable. Erica Mena, meantime, became the focal point of the conflict. Insiders claim that she was merely thrilled about the flat and didn't intend to cause any trouble. Her social media messages, which were initially meant to celebrate her new location, were misinterpreted by fans as being insulting or boastful of Yandy. Insiders claim that Erica attempted to send Yandi a private message outlining her intentions, but Yandi responded cautiously and infrequently. It seems that she felt because of the mix of excitement, guilt, and public attention, they felt uneasy and nervous. Friends said that private communications and disagreements stoked the flames. It appears that Yandy sent Mendeecees an SMS expressing her displeasure and sorrow. "This feels like a betrayal," she allegedly typed. "I don't understand why I wasn't told," Mendeecees reportedly said, trying to explain that the gift was simply given to Erica Mena out of charity and wasn't intended to hurt or offend anyone. However, the conversation reportedly got heated as emotions ran high, leaving both parties feeling misunderstood and unresolved. It was said that their social circle was impacted by the drama. Common friends and acquaintances had to navigate a minefield of stress, opinions, and loyalty. Some tried to mediate by encouraging conversation and understanding, while others supported Yandy and acknowledged her hurt feelings. Insiders claim that even seemingly insignificant gestures, like a fleeting glance, a tone of voice, or a delayed reply, were widely scrutinized, which exacerbated the situation. The narrative became more appealing and widespread as a result of online fans meticulously observing every aspect and interpreting posts and behaviors for hidden meanings. Insiders further claim that Yandy's emotional response was complex. She was surprised, but she also felt isolated, unsure, and vulnerable. Long conversations with close friends reportedly focused on the importance of communication, trust, and emotional control. She supposedly wondered if her relationship had been taken for granted, and whether Mendeecees' intentions, no matter how good, had hurt her feelings. Her friends said she was in a precarious situation, struggling to balance her hurt, pride, and love. According to insiders, Erica Mena tried to remain impartial while celebrating her own accomplishment. Insiders said she was angry that her joy had unintentionally caused conflict and did not anticipate that her joy would cause such a disruption. She reportedly tried to talk to Yandi privately, providing comfort in sorrow, but the exchanges were said to be tentative and circumspect. Fans debated on the internet whether Erica was genuinely innocent or if she had unintentionally increased the drama. The arguments continued. In comment sections, posts, and forums. As the story developed, insiders claimed that private phone conversations were unavoidable. Yandy reportedly spoke directly to Mendeecees, expressing her disbelief and horror. "I feel like I was kept in the dark," she reportedly said. Sources claim that Mendeecees made an effort to make it clear that the gift was merely meant to honor Erica's achievements and had no hidden agenda towards Yandy. Both sides reportedly felt emotionally tired after the discussions, and despite attempts to communicate, the tension persisted. Fans reportedly became obsessed with every aspect of the unfolding scenario. We looked for subtle cues in emojis, story subtitles, social media posts, and even video facial expressions. The topics of discussion ranged from general disagreements about communication, relationship etiquette, and emotional intelligence to who was right or wrong. The story's initial scope was significantly broadened by memes, reaction videos, and speculative threads that turned minor updates into viral talking points. Insiders claim that the intensity of emotions continued to manifest in casual, small-scale interactions. Friends reported feeling uncomfortable, hesitant, and emotionally invested. Additionally, insiders said that preliminary steps towards reconciliation were being contemplated. Reports state that ongoing attempts to restore trust and clarify intentions included thoughtful phone conversations, private messages, and small gestures. However, emotions remain fragile, and it was said that the future was deliberate and cautious. Fans continued to examine every detail, debating if there would be a settlement or further fighting. Friends reportedly noted lighthearted and enjoyable moments amid the stress. Lighthearted chats, lighthearted quips, and small jokes that illustrated the humanity and emotional complexity of the issue provided a brief respite. These peaks were joyfully interpreted by fans as potential signs of reconciliation or easing hostility. They offered a sense of balance amid the ferocity of conjecture and emotional responses, according to sources. Finally, insiders claimed that a combination of social media amplification, personal reflection, and circumspect communication kept the story vivid and captivating. An intricate Yandy's emotional response, Mendeecees' aspirations, and Erica Mena's delight combined to create a story that was always evolving. By paying close attention to every post, story, and comment, fans ensured that the drama was at the forefront of discussions and speculation. The days that followed the initial explosion reportedly saw an even greater rise in tension and emotional intensity. According to insiders, Yandi was seen spending a lot of time with close friends while attempting to process her feelings of betrayal and disbelief. Friends described her as deeply hurt, but also reflective, trying to comprehend how such a significant gift could be given without her knowledge. Insiders claim that she often complained about feeling underappreciated and asked if her relationship with Mendeecees was being taken advantage of. She reportedly told a confidant, "It's not just the flat. It's about honesty and respect. And it's about feeling like I'm involved in the major decisions in his life." Erica Mena reportedly continued to adjust to her new surroundings in the interim, sharing tidbits on social media that her followers quickly analyzed. Despite her enthusiasm, insiders claimed she was concerned about the criticism and the increased public awareness of the issue. And she made an attempt to speak with Yandy in private. To be clear about her intentions and to emphasize that she had no intention of hurting anyone. But reports state that Yandy's cautious responses left the situation emotionally charged and unresolved. The mix of joy, guilt, and scrutiny made Erica wonder how she could manage her own happiness without escalating the situation. And friends and family were reportedly doing a challenging balancing act. Others were reportedly attempting to mediate between Mendeecees and Yandy, emphasizing the value of patience and open communication. Others expressed empathy for Yandy, acknowledging her suffering and advising that she prioritize her emotional well-being. Nonverbal cues, such as body language, side chats, and even the timing of responses, were closely scrutinized, further complicating an already tense situation. Online admirers kept a close eye on every post and narrative, looking for clues, significance, and hidden motives. According to insiders, Yandy's emotional state appeared to change dramatically over the next few weeks, alternating between periods of introspection, melancholy, and dissatisfaction and periods of hesitant hope and resilience. Friends described conversations in which she expressed both joy and hurt as she struggled to reconcile Mendeecees' behavior with her expectations of transparency and trust. She reportedly acknowledged that it was difficult to distinguish between impact and purpose, realizing that when communication breaks down, even well-meaning actions could hurt someone's feelings. Sources claim that Mendeecees tried to bridge the emotional gap by calling, sending private messages, and making small gestures intended to calm Yandy, emphasizing the festive nature of the gift and reiterating that it was not intended to offend or disparage her. Despite these efforts, the emotional complexity of the situation made resolution difficult and time-consuming. Friends noticed that even minor misunderstandings could cause tension to flare up again, making every encounter emotionally and significantly fraught. According to sources, friends and admirers started to doubt Erica Mena's involvement more and more. Erica reportedly had to walk a tightrope between her own happiness and her awareness of other people's emotions due to the combined burden of intimate emotional dynamics and public scrutiny. Fans saw her photos of herself cooking or relaxing in her new flat as potentially provocative, while friends insisted that her intentions were good. Additionally, Yandy reportedly discussed her feelings of exclusion with close friends, focusing on what loyalty, trust, and respect meant in relationships and highlighting her desire to be involved in significant decisions. According to insiders, Yandy felt both vulnerable and empowered to set limits as a result of these intense, frequently emotional conversations. Fans reportedly found resonance in the emotional depth, speculating about whether her actions will lead to conflict, reconciliation, or a brief separation. As usual, social media played a major role in spreading the word. Fans meticulously scrutinized every post, story, emoji, and comment from every participant. Sources claim that theories regarding emotional state, intention, and allegiance were discussed nonstop. Memes and reaction videos, which often exaggerated conflict and tension for dramatic effect, were very popular. The narrative was kept in the public eye by a never-ending cycle of interaction, conversation, and expectation that resulted from the combination of private feelings and public conjecture. According to friends and sources, even casual encounters appeared to get very intense. Because of the delicate nature of the dynamics, patience, emotional awareness, and careful navigation were required. Online admirers allegedly kept a close eye on every development, often turning small incidents into rumors worthy of making the news. We searched for hidden significance in small signals, delayed reactions, and subtle gestures. According to insiders, every encounter might either increase tension or lead to a breakthrough in understanding. Attempts at private reconciliation. According to sources, the combination of introspection, media attention, and elevated emotional stakes caused progress to be slow and closely monitored. Friends acknowledged that a resolution could not be hurried and stressed the importance of emotional honesty, empathy, and patience. Tiny notes, thoughtful phone conversations, and hesitant actions were all part of a larger attempt to restore trust and make intentions clear. There were moments of extreme vulnerability in the story, according to reports, as Mans attempted to persuade her of his intentions, while Yandi expressed fear of being left out and undervalued. Sources assert that Erica Mena also took her position into consideration, trying to dispel any confusion and offer consolation. Insiders say that fans who merely use social media signals to interpret events were largely unaware of the significance of these private reflections. The emotional interactions created a multi-layered story full of suspense and complexity. Friends discussed how the tension was occasionally broken by humorous moments. Light-hearted remarks, short jokes, or conversations provided momentary relief from the emotional intensity, helping to humanize the event, according to insiders. Instances were critical for maintaining perspective. Rumors and public scrutiny continued unchecked, but followers closely examined these gestures as signs of hope, reconciliation, or subtle stress relief. According to insiders, Yandy's contemplation touched on issues of trust, emotional communication, and boundaries in committed partnerships, balance her desire for transparency and respect with her love for Mendeecees. Reports state that the process required careful emotional navigation, conversations with reliable friends, and difficult introspection. This aspect drew viewers. Sources claim that the crisis affected friends, family, and acquaintances in addition to the immediate participants. Reports state that some made in every gesture, phrase, and interaction has the potential to be meaningful due to the levels of social interaction. This was amplified by online enthusiasts who made sure that every small detail became material for debate, conjecture, and speculation. Additionally, sources claim that the narrative sparked more general discussions about communication, emotional intelligence, and the challenges of interpersonal relationships. On forums and social media, debates about transparency, loyalty, and intention versus impact broke out. Fans scrutinized every detail, drawing conclusions, opinions, and sentimental implications from every conversation. Insiders claim that this heightened awareness put more pressure on the current situation, giving every word and action more significance. As the weeks passed, there were still tentative steps towards understanding and peacemaking, according to insiders. Slow emotional development was based on private communications, thoughtful deeds, and reflective conversations. But feelings remain fragile, and the road to comprehension and confidence was not yet finished. Last but not least, insiders emphasized that despite the drama's severity, it was interspersed with brief epiphanies, humorous moments, and human frailty. Erica Mena's modifications produced a multi-layered story of emotional complexity, public scrutiny, and interpersonal nuance. Fans reportedly stayed involved, keeping an eye on every development, making predictions about possible conclusions, and analyzing the narrative with great interest. Mendeecees' assurances and Yandy's thoughts. People continued to analyze, speculate, and engage with every aspect of the story, which kept it captivating and highly discussed. Insiders claim that feelings remained at an all-time high as the story went on, and that Yandi continued to struggle with feelings of confusion and alienation. Spending time alone, reflecting, and seeking advice from close friends. "I need to know where I stand, and I need to feel seen and valued," she allegedly told a